Okay, so last session you guys had left Navaka's crossing, made your way to Oleg's outpost. Oleg and his wife Svetlana, they told you that they've been basically being extorted by this group of bandits. Asked you to kind of deal with it, and you guys put an ambush, some traps, and they showed up and you guys kicked their butts. You took one guy alive, marked on your map kind of around in this area here. If you look on like J, you know, the map in the journal. I put the points of interest in there as well, but there's like a little bandit camp marked in there. That's he marked on your guys' map, like that's about where they are. He did warn you, like there's a lot of people there. It's people come and go, and the leader of that camp is this woman. Sorry, I don't have her name off the top of my head. Okay. Sorry, Kressel. Okay, so the leader of this group is a woman named Kressel. She's very mean, very unforgiving, kind of a badass. They've got a little camp there, but they, you know, he told you that they like basically serve the Stag Lord, who runs all, like, basically taking over all the bandit crews in this area. There's some that are still holding out or whatever, but they either like join or walk the plank, basically. He also told you that when they asked about like, well, what happened to the ring, Svetlana's ring, he said that they took it, they put it in with some supplies that they were gonna send to the Stag Lord, and some goblins or not, kobolds or something had taken them, and they're at this old sycamore tree is where their den is. And they didn't think, like, the stuff that they stole was kind of like the cheap stuff, so it wasn't worth going after them. Oh, gremlins, yeah, filthy gremlins. That this tree is like infested with them, and you know, they didn't feel it was bothered because it was mostly like copper and cheap trinkets and stuff that weren't super valuable. Like, they weren't the more valuable stuff. Wasn't the wine, the booze, so it wasn't worth dealing with the gremlins. And so that catches us up here, and we got our bandit guy tied up and restrained. Gratitude of Oleg and Svetlana. They would tell you that Oleg and Svetlana would tell you that every once in a while some rest off, like, guards come by and, you know, with their deliveries and stuff, so probably would be the best way is to like hold him until they show up and then turn him over to the authorities,
which is what I think we were planning on doing, so I think we're set there.
I think there was a little bit of a debate on whether or not you were going to let him live.
Yeah, I think it was definitely not letting him go. I think it was kind of, what do we do with this guy?
The fight with the bandits, none of them got away. That was definitely like an important thing. Like, word of this situation hasn't gotten back. We expect somebody will come looking for them, probably with a couple more guys, but nobody got away to tell them what happened. So unless they have magic or something, nobody knows what's happened here.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be key when the next group shows up. We had traps and stuff. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, so that's exactly where I was going, where it's like, we do not expect these folks to be returning imminently, so...
No, and even the bandit, like, at first he would bluster about, like, oh, yeah, they'll come for me, but, like, he kind of quickly sees that, like, if he wants to live, he should be helpful, and he tells you, admits that, like, because you guys discussed, do we just kill him, then, like, don't want to do it, so he admits that, like, it'll probably be a while, like, the guy that you killed,
a couple days
Haps.
travel.
Yeah. It's a couple days travel at least, and Haps had other things that he was supposed to do, and you know what I mean. And he's also Haps tends to be like get some wanderlust. Yeah, go skip rocks in the pond, for a day, and
days before he'd be expected back. And a couple days before, like, people would be like, well, all right, now we're wandering. So we might have as much as a week, but we definitely have at least a few days.
Yeah.
I think where we left it was trying to start organizing ourselves both inside, but as well as outside to set some traps and that kind of stuff. Anticipating at least a larger show of force than I think it was like 4 or 5 the last time, right? So it could be twice or a multiple of that.
What are our options in terms of like setting traps for this other group so that they're different, maybe more lethal? If we've got time, I'm definitely down with like getting ready to nuke them,
We also kept all their horses alive. We have like 5 more horses, or 4 more horses, or whatever it was.
And Oleg would tell you after like stabling them and stuff, he'd be like, they're yours by right, but I would, he's like, I'd basically buy them off you, but I can give you credit now, or I can, like, when they sell, if I sell them,
Hold on to description.
Deal with the horses unless you wanted to keep them in rotation or something, but it does cost like 2 copper a day per horse to stable, feed, water, all that. You guys would know, like, unless you're planning on setting out for the, in the evening, it's getting to be evening and dusk. Unless you're planning on setting out into the wilderness at night, like you could rest here. They've got, over here some barracks and stuff, lodging that you guys are welcome to stay again and heal up overnight and everything. So you would take the time to like bandage up and all that.
So am I the only one coming on board who wasn't there last time?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Sorry about that. Okay.
No worries.
So can we
I mean, you guys still have, I think most of the traps that you set really didn't go off, except for the ones that were up here. You had they set some traps up like right here, some like basically movement traps, difficult terrain traps. And then they had set up like falling rock traps and falling debris traps over here.
It ended up being quite an overall pretty overwhelming fight. We dispatched them quite readily and didn't have to use any of the traps. Expecting larger numbers, I think we may end up having to rely on that. Something we didn't use last time effectively that I think we want to use more this time is the walkway, the catwalk around the inside of the wall. Because like we could be already up there and just be like ducked down behind the wall when they show up, and they wouldn't see you until we stand up. That was something else that was a lesson learned, was rather than try to get up there and get into position, just make use of that. One thing we could maybe do short term is set up little like plank walkways from the nearby roof to the catwalk, so that we could like get on and off the roof.
Like a little plank.
Yeah.
Over here, or maybe even over here.
Is there any chance that I could like put some rope so that I can swing down and like swing attack and then jump back on them and stuff. Like, I'm trying to think of very swashbucklery,
I mean, maybe here where the roof, like the gates are, would be enough for you to swing and then get enough momentum to get back up. I don't think between the buildings you'd have enough. You know what I mean? Like,
okay. Oh, this is the external. Got it.
Yeah,
okay.
That's the external wall, and it's basically, maybe barely taller than the roofs themselves, right?
Okay.
Especially at the peaks. Maybe at the peaks. Yeah, I would say it would be safe to assume that. If you want to move around the space.
I think if we like, we don't have to spend the whole time doing it. I think the traps we had previously worked out pretty good. We had this area, some trip traps. Each of these narrow spaces had a falling debris, which would, or bludgeoning trap, which would, would do 2d6 damage and had a chance to stun them. And then in the wider areas, over here and over here, I think those were like either caltrops or trips again. Because a part of the problem was the space they take up. Some of the traps were like a 2x2 square. Some of them were only a 1x1 square. And we had limited time the first time. So like we put a couple of big traps in the big areas, and then in the smaller areas where like the smaller ones are the ones that do like 2d6 damage and can stun somebody. I mean, like
Any chance we have the time to do something with that cart that's sitting there?
Yeah, if you wanted to place it somewhere. And again, like, you guys feel like you'd have time. This guy here explains to you that, like, this wasn't the only place he was. It wasn't like their group was coming here and then going straight back. So if they don't show up, they know to come straight here. There were other things they were doing. They go out to, ambush travelers and other settlements if they can, and steal from things. So if they're
10 days.
Turn up missing, like there's other places that they might have gone missing. So it would take them, like, if they're gonna send someone out to look for them or something, they would be, looking somewhere else. Hampering snare, I think, is what it was.
Hampering snare, I think, was the 10x10 one. Trip snare,
10 foot by 10 foot.
We had a bunch of those out in the middle here. And
it was spike.
Yeah, like, it was not with the
trap.
wagon. Definitely, if you have something specific, but like we've got the same resources we had, and I thought the plan before worked pretty well. I don't want to spend a whole night reinventing it to come up with the same options. What kind of ideas? Did you have ideas with the wagon, or did you just see the wagon and think we should do something?
I wasn't sure if anything was part of that when we were going through it, so
No,
it closes off some of the entrance, so it's no big deal. What about if we, like, tried to lure them back, like a few of them, and lure them into this, like how could we turn this into like a honeypot for them, where they come and then we just nuke them?
I don't know. The only honeypot person, like, I don't know of anything that would be enticing other than they have expressed interest in Oleg's wife. But I don't think we should be risking her, and like if they see her like standing at the mouth of an alley and then turn and run down the alley, like that's going to be very obviously a lure for a trap.
And Oleg would tell you he would say, like, listening to you guys plan, he'd say, overall the outpost has been, it's fairly quiet. They come for a monthly collection. Like, it's not like we're like daily harassed by banditry and stuff. And I think part of it is that the Stag Lords, like, people know that the Stag Lords crew, this is theirs. So you don't mess with another gang's income, right? So if you're shaking someone down, you don't let someone else shake them down too, because that's less money you're going to get later. So the Stag Lord, they'll tell you that, you know, the rumors of the Stag Lord is like he's rallying all the bandits and in the area. They're starting to fall under his banner. And so other than this monthly collection thing, which has been enough to make it to where like they're not going to be able to survive because they're losing money.
So Joe, what's the topography around this thing? Like if we had lookouts either, you know, on the walls here or in combination of, you know, someone kind of farther out, you know, would we have like 5 minutes notice or would we have like a half-hour notice?
It kind of depends. This hex that you're in, it's mostly like where he's at is mostly plains. It does kind of butt up to the forest, as you can see on that map. But other than that, like you'd still probably have like a good decent bit of. Oleg was smart and built it kind of on a hill to where it could be seen as a trading post, and also, you know, you can kind of see around it. So, you know, you would have some notice. It wouldn't be like you know, maybe 20-30 minutes. If it was, depends on the group, you know. And
got it.
Like a small group of people who were purposely being sneaky could probably get up, you know, it'd probably get lucky and sneak up on you. But a large group of people, it's you're gonna see them coming.
So if we made an assumption that, look, like, you know, it's not going to be on fire, right? So they're probably just going to be coming up here to be like, check the box. Hey, you know, were they here or not? Right. And so unless there's, you know, so if we make that assumption, you know, we could have a kind of plan A, plan B. Plan A, I would argue, should be where we have some level of notice and we believe, you know, who we can see, it's not like 25 people, right? It's like, it's a smaller number that we think we can handle with whatever we come to agreement on traps and whatnot, right? You know, plan B is oh shit, here's a group that, you know, is bigger than we thought or has capabilities we weren't anticipating, and it's like, shut the door and, you know, battle, right? Like, and hope, you know, our traps and stuff kind of work, right? Where I'm going with that is if in plan A we can lure all of them or some portion of them in and then divide the group through shutting the door, that's advantageous for us, right? So if it's like, you know, if it's like less than like a dozen folks and we can get some number of them in and then like have something that like closes the door real quick, and then, you know, not all of them are in, and then, you know, we can divide and conquer on the roadway. Yeah, you know, like, you know,
exactly.
She screams, oh no, you know, and some group of them come rushing in and we slam the door, you know, or something like that, right? Like, I don't know, does that kind of make sense?
I love that idea.
Like your plan A is we want to bring some of them in. Plan B is we don't want to let any of them in. Right? It shut the door before, like, we see them coming and say, like, nope, cancel plan A.
So this guy here, we'll call him Pivo. He like, he's overhearing you guys. He's wanting to be kept alive, so he's like, you know, hey, look, I'll help you out as much as I can. Yeah, well, he's kind of overhearing, you know, you guys discuss this in general terms, same thing, and he'll say, look, I think you guys probably should know, like, it depends on who comes. Earlier he told you, like, the bandit camp, and like they come and go. It's kind of like a headquarters. They go, they do their bandit stuff, they bring stuff back, they rest. They, you know, so at any time there could be anywhere between like 4 and 12 or 13 bandits in there, and it's always different, you know, like stuff like that. Cressel's kind of like, she's there giving orders, but he says, when you guys are planning this, he's like, you know, this, you guys sound like you're good at planning, but I feel I should let you know, like, Cressel's, I've I've seen her do this before, where people like hole up. She likes to just burn it down. She'll just launch alchemist fire and burn you out. So you should probably like try to come up with a defense against fire or something if you want to do that. She doesn't have patience to wait you out or anything. She'll just burn it down.
That's good to know.
I just want, is there,
We line the wagon and then fill the wagon, so it's essentially like a really big fucking bucket we can drag around somewhere and burst if we need to. And or bucket brigade out of that to like pitch on a roof.
You could probably put it in the middle and then like load it up full of buckets of water or barrels of water and like have it as a... It's going to be really heavy. If it's full,
Do we know
full
of
water
defenses
either
of
way.
things against like alchemist fire at this stage in our experience?
Not really. I think our best solution is don't let her do that. But that doesn't mean I don't want to have a bunch of water on hand.
Now, in like game terms, is your plan to just kind of sit here and wait it out? Like it could be a while before anything happens.
Penny's instinct is not to do that. Penny's instinct is to go freaking face them and like swashbuckle their asses to the ground. You know, like that's her instinct, is not to stay holed up and like turtle up and defend. It's you know, get into the woods, pick them off one at a time, you know, like go freaking predator on them or something, you know?
That is totally a viable option too.
But you guys would know that they don't have any reason to suspect Oleg's is the cause until they have time to investigate. But if you were to harangue them, like basically you know where their camp is, kind of set out, wait for a group to leave, and then ambush them or whatever, like they might react to that, but they're gonna suspect it's just people, another bandit group or something in the area. They wouldn't know where to look for them.
We could make Oleg's not a hotspot.
You can see Penny like tapping her foot, like, we could hold up here, we could go out there and kick their butts, man. She has a very inflated self-esteem, so.
Yeah, you don't wait for your ship to be boarded. When you
Nope,
have
not
time
at
to
all.
board the other ship, you board their ship first, right?
Yeah, exactly. Take the fight to them. Put them on their heels.
I am not opposed to that.
Yeah, me neither.
Well then let's,
Okay.
pardon my French, but
correct.
let's fucking do it then.
So everybody, you can go ahead and take a rest. Claw, you can get healed up. Say like you guys sit around planning, talking through the night.
So are we going to go out and try to find their camp and attack them on the way, or what's the plan?
Maybe not head at their camp, just head towards it.
Like it's almost like we set up and conceal like some sort of like plate, like little mini base forward station where we can then go out and range out and kill them.
What are we going
All
to do
for
with
it.
this guy while we leave? We're just going to give him to have the other two just kind of watch him?
Yeah, they said that they can keep them captive until the next time, like the guard come out or whatever, which they're on a rotation. They'll be by at some point. Obvious caveat: if some other brigands show up, these guys aren't going to put up much of a fight, and then you're going to find their buddy.
Yeah.
And all heck is gonna break loose.
They can like always lie and say, yeah, they came and got the stuff and left. They could try to, if you wanted to tell them to do that.
Yeah, they would just have to clean up after us, you know?
But yeah, in theory, they're going to hold on to the prisoner. They're going to keep him held captive until the next time the things come through, and they'll be able to hand him over. And like we have a writ to, like we can arrest people. We could have executed the guy within our capabilities. So like he can be handed off to the authorities when they come by. Was the plan?
Yeah.
Being held on our authority in the meantime.
So you guys rest, and after discussing your strategy for the future and how to handle things, and the next day you guys wake up and have breakfast. Svetlana's like cooking, wakes you up. You wake up and like the smell of food being cooked kind of set your stomach grumbling, and she's got some like nice breakfast with eggs and bacon and all the good stuff. When you come out to sit down and eat, you see that Oleg, there's like basically like a job board that is, and he's pinning up some posters, like tacking up some posters.
Minimum wage is $20 an hour. Sorry. Didn't you? I'm sorry.
Well, if you guys do, any of you kind of like look at what he's...
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking if there's money to be made.
Yeah. So if you go up to him and you see one of the ones, he sees you coming and kind of like looks, and he tells you that he's like, well, like I got these posters, but I didn't want to hang them up with the bandits coming. Like I take them down because I didn't want to anger them. And you guys look in like the journal, go to the quest. So you see one that's basically like a wanted poster for bandits, basically, and it's an order from Restov to pretty much similar to your charter to like basically kill or capture bandits and offering a reward for that. There's also another one there for a boar that's I guess been causing some trouble in the green belt. Then this hunter wanted to get it, and he's been offering he's offering a reward for it. And you see one that Oleg put up for wanting Tatzelworm head.
Wanting what?
It's like a...
What was that? Yeah.
He's like, it'd be a good conversation piece for the store, like, like a trophy, like a mounted head.
What was the name of it again?
Tatzelworm, I think is how you pronounce it.
Tatzelworm.
Yeah.
Okay.
These are all listed in the quest tab of the journal.
Yeah.
Ah, cool.
Tatzelworms, like, they're kind of like large snakes, basically. You've heard about them, like stories about them or whatever, that they're like dragon like snakes. Well, like cities.
Well, I'm all about the head cheese, so you know.
As you're looking at it, he also kind of like steps up close to you, Penny, and he's like, "Look, Svetlana, she told me she doesn't want me to worry too much, but those bandits that stole her ring, I would offer you guys a reward to get it back if you're going after them. You're gonna go after them anyways."
Right, we kind of know where her ring ended up.
Yeah. Back at that town.
Well, we expect to find the ring it's marked on the map as the old sycamore tree.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Gremlin made off with it.
Right.
And one other thing is like Kodon, while you guys are eating, Svetlana's talking to you, and as she sees that he's kind of distracted by talking to Penny and stuff, she asks you, she says, you know, Oleg, with all this bandit stuff, he's so stressed. And I want to cook for him his favorite meal. It's moon radish soup. So it's got some good relaxing properties, you know, and I would like to do this for him. If you guys are going out, he says that there is a patch of moon radish that grows about 16 miles south in the forest.
Moon radish?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And she kind of describes what they look like to you. And says there's like a large patch that grows about 16 miles south, kind of in the forest there. And but I haven't been able to visit the site. And if you would, you know, I would greatly appreciate if you bring me
I
back
can
some.
make sure we do that.
If you bring me enough, I cook for you, and you see it's very good.
So that's south of the sycamore tree, the old sycamore.
They would be south of here, so it would be when you're kind of asking her about where it's at. She's like, "Oh, yeah," like you maybe pull out your map and look, and she would like you pull out your map. She'd kind of point it out to you on the map where
16 miles is definitely a bit of a hike, so it's probably about halfway between here and the bandits camp, probably.
Yeah, about that. Did she say it was a moon radish's grove? But yeah, it's on the map. What about there? Yeah, in that area. But yeah, she thinks you like, you know, that would be most nice to do for Oleg. He loves that soup. It really helps him relax. All right, and we're setting out.
Let's do it.
Ready? Put you guys.
We can do that. So on the map, where would that roughly be the radish patch?
The radish patch would be roughly about there. Bandit
Okay.
camp roughly about there. I think tree. Somewhere. The things you know about.
Well,
So we would have asked
kind
that
of
dude,
wander
like, hey,
that way.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. I'm assuming we would have talked to that one guy about like, hey, like what would be the typical path they would take if they were coming right here from the bandit camp? What way would they take? Which I'm assuming is there's some path through the forest.
He says it depends. If sometimes they come straight there and they would go through the forest. Sometimes they would, you know, kind of go, you know, south because there's a bridge that they like to set up on, and river crossing, a couple river crossings they like to set up on, and like try to like capture people. You know, like basically shake them down for tolls. Sometimes they go up north, kind of close to, you know, not Navaka's crossing, or in the plains, just like looking for travelers and stuff along the river. Sometimes they go, there's a crazy old man that's got this little hut that he's like, you know, brews up potions and stuff, and sometimes they like to go harass him. It just depends. So then sometimes, you know, that's to the east of here. Sometimes they come in from the east. So it's really
There are
hard to say.
bandits everywhere.
Yeah, it just depends on their route for that day. And he's like, Haps kind of likes to roam around and go different places, like check out different places and see what kind of trouble he can find. So sometimes, you know, we come straight here and then goof around. Sometimes we goof around, do other things, and come here. So it just depends.
Which way do we want to go?
If nobody's opposed, I don't have permission. Let's move into the woods. We'll try to find bandits. We'll try to find some radishes.
Let's do it.
You guys get into the forest, and it's, you know, pretty thick in places. There's no real set trail. Like when you first get to there kind of is, and it branches off, but they kind of fizzle out and get overgrown. Some Sometimes you pick up another trail for a little while, but for the most part, it's pretty difficult terrain to move through. And you come across, like as you're traveling for a while, you come across an opening, and you see, as you're approaching the opening, you see that there's several like stems from some sort of plant just kind of discarded on the ground. Like it looks like something ate the end off of whatever, pulled it on the ground. And do me a favor, everybody give me 2 checks.
I was just about to hit you with a recall knowledge.
Sure, if you want to do a recall knowledge on the, like, were you trying to...
On the plant?
Plant, sure. So, yeah, especially after the description that you were given for the moon radishes, these match up, and you're pretty sure that these are moon radishes. The next thing... So, yeah, you guys notice these, and kind of... So there's obvious signs of, like, you know, these have been pulled up. They look fairly fresh. Like, also, like, a couple of you rolled it nature as well, pretty good enough to notice, like, yeah, like, you know that when you pull up a plant and just throw it on the ground, like, after half a day, it's gonna start wilting and dying. Like, these are pretty fresh. They've not been sitting out for very long. So how do you guys, like, react to that as far as...
Penny's gonna walk right up to them, pick them up, and put them in her pouch.
I mean, they're just the stems, right? The fruit part or the vegetable parts seem to be eaten. It looks like someone, like, yanked them out. And you're coming up on a clearing where you see, like, it looks like a lot of these plants are growing out of the ground.
Do we see tracks or footprints or anything?
We should probably keep an eye out. I mean, if this is like really recent.
That's where I'm going.
Yeah, give me...
Yeah, I'd want to try to disappear into the underbrush.
Sure. So if you're looking for tracks, give me that survival. If you're looking to, like, kind of like disappear into the underbrush or be, you know, like silent, quiet type of thing, give me a stealth.
That's a crit.
Yeah, so Oksana, you looking at this, like, you see tracks kind of coming up to these, and then, you know, spots, and then leading more into the clearing. The rest of you kind of, like, just, you know, kind of hunker down, like, start moving forward a little bit slowly, and you see as you kind of come more into the opening of the clearing, there's kind of a hill, and you see 4 kobolds that are just kind of like and there's, like, just, like, laying on the hill on their backs, like, just rubbing their extended bellies, and, like, all around them are just, like, discarded stalks of you know, the radish stalks, just kind of discarded. They seem to just be, like, in a half, like, you know, half food coma. You seem to, yeah, and so far the kobolds, like, they just seem to be kind of, like, in this bliss stage. They don't seem to have noticed you. One of them, this one back here, is, like, just kind of letting out this, like, weird snore sound. This rhythmic sound. It doesn't sound like normal snoring, but, you know, come on. What is a...
I sneak into the clearing since they're blissed out, and see if we can find some more of the actual radishes.
I mean, you looking around, like, this whole clearing is just full of, like, it's just, they're growing wild everywhere.
Oh.
So they stumbled across this clearing, and it's just, like, been eating them.
Did you bring out my wolf beast?
Oh, yeah. He does not come out.
Now, culturally, are kobolds, like, little, like, bad guys in this world, like, or are they like people? Do they have feelings and
I mean, you could play
hopes?
Kobold-
Kind
a,
of
lot
a little bit of
a lot of times they're just like yeah, it's a little bit of both. They're not pure animal like they definitely have intelligence. They're very
can be
much,
one as a player character.
yeah, they're very much wild. Like typically their packs are very much like wild
They're vermin.
vermin. Yeah,
Okay,
they cause problems. They steal. They
got it. But like, I don't want to walk up to them and kill them, right? I mean, I suppose we could. Is that making the world a better place?
Yeah, I think in
Like,
general most people don't have qualms about it because they would do that to you. if a pack of kobolds found you napping on a hill, they wouldn't hesitate. They wouldn't even ask themselves the question, like, should we kill these guys
Okay.
or not? It would be like, yeah, let's kill them. Maybe eat them. Definitely take their stuff.
Definitely take their stuff. Yeah.
why don't we go take their stuff then? And if they wake up, then we kill them.
I was gonna say, was what I was asking to bring my wolf out for. Is I'm definitely me and energetic Shazme over here are.
Yeah, you guys would definitely have surprise on them if you wanted to. If you're gonna want to sneak up on them, like get super close to them, like getting closer than you are now, it'd be another stealth. Yeah, you guys are mostly sneaking up pretty quiet until Oksana like steps on a dry twig or something and snaps it. And one of them kind of like rolls their head to the side and like sees you and their eyes go wide. And it lets out a shriek of alarm and they all start jumping up. Penny, you are up first.
Okay, I'm gonna start with my move action and move 10 feet, and then I'm going to make an attack with my sword and do the sword thing. Actions with a rape. Okay, there we go.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Nice.
yeah, this guy jumps up and then realizes he didn't have his spear and he goes to like lean down to like grab his spear. Oh yeah, tell me, describe how you just.
Oh god, yeah. So he like, yeah, he like leans down to get his spear and he bends at the waist and he's short, right? He's a short little guy, and I take my rapier and I throw it up in the air and it spins. I grab it by the handle so that the blade's pointing down, and then I just like drive it through the back of his skull and just hit the ground, and then I yank it out.
That's 2 actions. You got 1 more.
Okay, so I'm going to take a second attack and I'm going to
Well, he's dead.
I'm going to throw a dagger.
Oh, okay.
Is that,
Yeah.
would that work?
Yeah. Thrown. I think you just want to make sure you do the ranged.
Yep.
You have to set it as ranged.
Darn it. I think I tried to open up my character sheet and I ended up moving my initiative.
Right,
That's
I'll
okay.
put you
You
back.
guys know.
Yeah, what you want to do is
Damage. Yeah. 6 points of damage.
it's some pretty good. He is.
And then
You
that's
got
gonna
that?
be it. Yeah.
Oksana, you are up.
All right. I'm gonna go after this one. And cast Phase Bolt. Does a 12 hit?
The 12 did not hit. You do have hero points.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna use one of my hero points and I'm gonna try that again. Oops. Jeez. Doing really inconsistent. Then I guess with because that's the guy that was already hit, right? This dude,
Yeah,
was he
that was
already?
the one that was already hit. I'm just moving Penny and moving.
Okay. Then I'm actually going to cast Evil Eye against the guy right next to him. So he has to do a DC save.
Against the wounded guy? Or the one
No,
next
the
to him?
guy just south of him. So this dude. He just saves.
Fair made it, and that's the evil eye, so there's no
Yeah.
downside. Alrighty, so so this thing is going to pick up its spear and chuck it at Penny. And it was super mad that you killed its best friend.
How confident Poe just critted me?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He was very confident. Ouch.
14 damage to Penny.
Holy shit balls.
Then it's gonna take out its sling and miss. And that's its turn. And then Claw, you are up. Yeah. Pet back.
All right. That here maybe. It definitely changes the situation. All right, Penny, target, heal. 2 actions versus the living, full healing, a d8 plus 8. Fuck you. 10 points back to Penny. Thank you, whoever hit the heal. Then form a third action. You are welcome. For the third action, I'm going to tell my wolf to use his 2 actions to go and bite. And we are gonna broom, 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 and chomp. So then he targets him. And I'm gonna, because it's Pathfinder and it's the first round, I of course can't do shit. Does 15, is that saying it still misses?
Still misses you.
End my turn.
This guy is gonna look at you and be like, tasty. And he's gonna try to. Oh, Jesus. That's like the second one in a row. This guy's then gonna try to do that one more time. Hopefully not rolling it at 20. There we go. But it's just a regular hit.
And I'm unconscious.
Off here. He is gonna run. Use his expeditious retreat.
Yeah, can I use one of my, because I got a hero card that if somebody, one of my colleagues, one of my associates, when an ally is knocked unconscious or when you take damage from a critical hit at the start of your next turn, you can enter a rage.
Sure. So you're gonna enter a rage at the beginning of your turn. Sure. And Kodon, you are up.
Okay, because I bought one, I'm gonna use it because it's funny. I've got this dart, and I'm gonna throw it at him. Oh,
That's the points for the heroes.
yeah,
There you go.
that's better.
Pays off for somebody.
And that's all. That's all I needed.
I dart him to death. Dodging. And then that was the best 2 coppers I ever spent. It's my second action, so I do take the map -5, right?
Right.
Okay. Oh. Yay! And then damage.
Penny, you go into a rage.
Okay. That's the first thing. The first thing I'm going to do is use my Rage and Fury when I see that, because that's on brand. And then I've got this guy who's running away selected, and I pull out my sling, and I
There we go.
Ooh.
Got some hot dice tonight.
going to
A very uneven light.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And some ice cold dice.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Yeah. And I rolled a 1. Okay, I'm back to normal, guys. Everything's okay. So that was my first attack, and then I'm going to close the distance here for my move. Okay, so I'm adjacent, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use dueling parry.
Then Oksana, you are up.
I'm going to give this guy the evil eye. Yes,
That's
do.
it. Save. Come on, Jesus. I'm trying. I was willing it to be low.
Yeah.
Didn't work.
I'm going to try phase bolt again on him. Jesus, a 1.
Oh.
Okay.
I mean, I think you still have 2 hero points.
I'm going to use a hero point and try it again. Finally.
It's better.
I rolled 3 1s.
You did.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay. That's all I can do.
He is near death. It's this guy's turn. He is going to kind of scream a bit in panic and do the retreat thing. And then he's going to try to sling at Eddie. He seems to be coming after him. Critical miss. Look at that. I can roll 1s too. You guys don't have the market on critical misses now anymore?
Wait, so he just tried to sling me? Okay, yeah, I totally knocked it out of the air with my sword, because that's awesome.
So Claw is dying 1. Go ahead and give me a death save.
Right there. I am unconscious but stable.
Still unconscious.
My wolf is going to be very upset about this, but now gets to act on her own since I am not there to command her. She senses that I'm not bleeding out, and in a fit of angers, does the run and the bark on this guy. Use it again. That was not what that was supposed to be.
It wasn't. Yeah, the Kobold manages right at the last second to get its spear up.
And last time, fuck. I'm gonna use another one. Why not? That's all my hero points. Thank you. I'm gonna end my turn.
Of course, the trend continues. Alrighty. I think it's gonna try to take a swipe at your wolf.
Sure, why wouldn't?
And then it's gonna run. Hurried retreat. And then doesn't want any part of the fangs.
Okay. Yeah.
You are sanctified. It's the best tag of all. Sanctified.
Alrighty, so damage.
Ha. Getting rid of the vermin. I think that's all I can do from that range.
Okay. Here we go. And then I'm gonna target this stupid little bugger. I'm not gonna swear. You're better than that, even. And then I'm going to take my sling and I'm gonna try to.
There you go. Critical.
That's
Critical!
And can't see. Did he turn into mush?
Hey, he turns into mush. Yeah.
I like it because I'm throwing down the elf vibe. You know, when he parks that one and the kid goes flying. You know, at the end of the snowball fight. That's what I feel like I did to him.
Combat is over. The kobolds are all dead. You each get 80 XP. So yeah, you patch them up and you guys take a look around, and there's plenty of these radishes to be found. After healing up, you could probably take some time and gather a basket full of them.
Yeah, I mean, I've got space in my, I have a backpack and slots and all that, so I can take a bunch.
For having been dying, I should now be wounded 1, correct?
Yeah, you should be wounded 1.
Like I said, we are probably a day's travel away from the inn to get here. So we probably want to camp nearby and either head back in the morning to deliver them and or tomorrow start looking somewhere else for some bandits to punch in the face.
I mean, we may want to do at least a short rest.
Yeah, overnight, like I'm thinking. So we're a full day, we've already done a full day's travel. And with Penny and Claw have effects on them that are only going to go away after we go to bed for the night.
Yeah.
And wake up in the morning. So my vote is maybe not like right here on top of dead bodies, but somewhere that is a better campsite. Make a camp, call it a night is my suggestion.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Me.
We have so much to do. Yeah, being aware that we're in bandit country, we'll try to find somewhere, discreet, defensible.
It's pretty wilderness area, like, there's a few clearings, but it's for the most part a foresty area. Find like a hollowed out tree, I can't remember what they call those, there's like a name for them. Or like, good secluded spot to camp out. I mean, at this point, like, if there's any other healing that needs to be done, we could say, like, you could kind of do it when you switch watches and stuff. Everybody rests, fully gets, kind of fully healed up. Morning breaks. And where do you want to go from here? Oh, actually, it's 8 o'clock right now.
It's 8 o'clock. Yeah.
Yes. Deliver the radishes or go hunt some bandits?
Lean towards the latter so that we can start to chip away at that major problem.
So the next next week we'll pick up and head to the to this area here and start trying to pick off some bandits, maybe scope out the bandit camp. Well, I think definitely make sure you guys are prepared to hit level 2. Alrighty guys, thanks.
All right, thanks man, thanks for running.